Hi, Grandma Debbie here. So, do you like going to diners and coffee shops? I do. And when I go, like, say I go for breakfast, I always love to get their biscuits and gravy. That's one of my favorite things to have for breakfast. I will also sometimes have it for dinner. So much I like it. But if I go like for lunch or dinner, uh, usually coffee shops aren't open for dinner, but sometimes they are, or diners. It depends on where you live. But I will look to see if they have a patty melt, and I will order it usually because that's the best place to get a patty melt. So today we're going to make one together. Now the recipe I'm using is a little different than what I'm used to doing, but that's okay because we're going to learn this together. All right, so let's get going on this. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to actually prep a couple of things. So one of the things we're going to do is we're going to do our onion. So we're going to cut up our onion here. That's a pretty flat onion. This paper stuff does not want to come off. I'm going to slice it just a tad bit more. Finally found the way to do it. Okay. I'm just going to keep making a huge mess. So you want to use one, what size onion? Well, they say a large onion. I'm not doing a large onion. I would say this is more of a medium onion. So, and then you just want to slice it. And it's pretty strong onion. Whew, my eyes are already watering. So you want about 2 cups of onions is what it says. I'm not going to measure. I'm just going to use a whole onion. It was not a big one. It was, I would say, more of a medium size onion. Okay, so I got my onions done. And I'm going to clean up this mess and wash my hands before I go any further and do something about my eyes. Okay, so I cleaned up my area, washed my hands, and you know the trick of taking your hands off when you touched onion or garlic is running it over. If you have a stainless steel sink, just touch the handle with it. Okay, so we're going to be using rye bread, and you're going to need 4 slices. Now I am using what they call Jewish rye bread. It's the lighter colored rye bread. But you use whatever kind of rye bread you want to use. It's completely up to you. I just like the flavor of this one. But I'm fine with the darker rye. It doesn't really matter. All right, and then we're going to take our hamburger. And I'm going to take the hamburger out, and I'm actually going to put it on this tray. And I'm going to take my knife that I used for the onions, and I'm just going to cut it in half. And I'm going to kind of form patties with it. But I want the patties to be like the shape of the bread. So I kind of want to flatten it out a little bit. Kind of do a little bit of an oblong shape. Guess I probably could have just left it the way it was, right? But no, I got to play with it. Okay. Let's do this one. And I'm using 3/4 of a pound of hamburger and making two patties. Now with this, you can serve mashed potatoes, or you can serve French fries, you can serve a salad, you can serve whatever you want. I think this is probably going to be big enough for all we're going to have, so I probably am not going to serve anything else with it other than just the hamburger. So those are about the size. They're going to shrink up a little bit, but those are about the size of the bread. All right, so we're going to head over to the other side of the kitchen and get going on the rest of this. Okay, so we're over here now, and so what we're going to do is we're going to put a tablespoon of butter in our pan. Turn on the heat. We're going to cook it to, I don't know what we're going to do, medium high until it's melted, I believe. Yep, we're going to melt it. Okay, then we're going to add 2 of our slices of bread, and we're going to just cook this until they are golden brown. It's going to take about 3 minutes. So I will bring you back when it's in a few minutes. Okay, so they are golden brown, and I'm trying to figure out where I'm going to put everything, so I'm just kind of moving things around. So I'm going to put them over here on this, and I hope you can see that they are golden brown. And then I'm going to add more butter. I turn the I turn the heat off of my skillet. And what I'm going to do is on one of these, I'm going to add, how many? Oh, I didn't get out enough cheese. So they want you to tear up the pieces. I don't know why, but I'm just going to do what it says to do and see how it turns out. And I'm going to turn this back on. Now I'm going to add 2 more slices of bread. And while I'm tearing up the cheese, you know what? I know I have enough cheese. I clearly cannot count. Okay, so we're just going to tear this up. And we're going to check on our bread here and see how it's doing. It's not quite done yet. I'm going to let it cook for just a few more minutes, or another minute. Okay, and then after the bread is done, then we are going to put our hamburger patties on. Okay, so I'm going to turn this off again, and this time I'm going to move the onions, and I'm going to put this over here, cook side up, and I'm going to add the remaining cheese to these ones, to this bread. I don't know what I'm doing, guys. It'll be a mystery. I bet it melts better is why they want you to tear it up instead of just leaving it in a whole slice. I usually just leave them in a whole slice. I presume you could probably do that if you want. You can also use 2 slices of Swiss cheese and 2 slices of cheddar cheese or American cheese if you want. It's kind of up to you. Okay, so we're going to add a little more butter now to the skillet again. And then we're going to season our hamburgers, our patties, with salt and pepper. And you're actually going to season both sides. But I'm going to get them into the skillet before I season both sides. Oh, hamburger fell apart. That's okay. I can get it to go back together. Okay, so I'm going to season the other side of each patty. And you're going to cook this till it's done. So it's going to take a few minutes to cook it. So I will bring you back when I go to football. Okay, so it's about ready to be turned over. Woo, this is cooking up a storm. So we're going to cook it until it's done. I'm going to turn down the heat a little bit. So I'm going to cook it until it's well done. We like our hamburgers well done. So that's what I'm going to do. All right, so I will bring you back in a few minutes. Okay, so the hamburger patties are done. So I'm going to take them off. I'm going to put them on the plate. And I did wash the plate. I washed it while I was away from here. Okay, now we're going to do the onions. So the onions are done a little different than what I'm used to doing. So we're going to add a little bit of butter. There is also a lot of fat in here. And then we're going to add, did that come on? Yes, it did. Okay. Let's see. Now we're going to add our onions. And then, this is where it gets a little wonky to me. We're going to add 2 tablespoons of water. I'm going to turn this down. And we're going to try and get up as much of the hamburger drippings, the little brown bits that are down there, as we can and get it incorporated into our onions. We're going to season with a little bit of salt and pepper. And this is to taste. Then we're going to add 2 more tablespoons of water. And we're going to keep doing this until The onions are soft. Okay, we're going to add the remainder of the water. Okay, the liquid has all evaporated, so I'm going to turn this off. And the onions look cooked. They smell wonderful. Okay, so now we're just going to add them to the cheese. And you're actually going to add it to both sides. I got onions all over the counter. Okay, so now we have those added there. I still have a few onions left, but I don't want to add them, so I'm just going to go ahead and put them back into the bowl. And then I'm also going to get a paper towel and kind of wipe up some of this. So I will be right back. Okay, so now we're going to take our hamburger patties and we're going to put them on top of our meat, or on top of our onions. Then we're going to add a little more butter to the pan. And then we're going to stick it in the pan, back into the pan, and grill up both sides. As you can tell, these are huge. That's why I said this was all that we were going to have for dinner. I'm not doing a side dish. All right, so I'm going to wash my hands, let these cook, and I will be right back. Okay, so it is time to flip these. Let's hope I can do it. Whoa, that one, the onions went flying. Oh well, it is what it is. Okay, so we're just gonna cook these till they're grilled on the other side, and then dinner is ready. So I will bring you back. Okay, these are nice and toasty on both sides. So I'm gonna, maybe I'm gonna take it out. The cheese is all nice and melted. I'm going to add the onions to the plate so that, okay. I turned off the stove, and this is what it looks like. Nice and big and huge and melty and gooey and ooey, and I can't wait to try it. So I just want to thank you for coming along with me on this journey. I hope that everything is going great for you and that you're having an amazing day. And try this recipe. My husband wants to try it out on the flat stone grill. So we will be doing this again, and I'll bring you along for that one so you can see the difference. All right, well, hit that like, hit the subscribe, and hit the share button, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.